Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Asagao Academy, where we have decided to not be a tree.
I almost feel like this is going to be like Bad Drama Club Academy in a minute.
Well, it's a step up from Asagao.
But I mean, seriously, I think I would rather be called the Cheese Academy than whatever the heck John was trying to make us be. That was terrible.
That's true.
Absolutely terrible.
How awful was that? I shut the door to the dorm room, wanting nothing more than to collapse onto my bed.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Hannah.
Mai was lying on her bunk upside down, her red hair spilling over the side, something glinted in her hands.
What are you doing? I'm like cutting out little blossoms. See?
They're good luck. She held a pink cherry blossom to the ceiling.
It's like, so your senpai will notice you. What are you even talking about? You know, senpai always notices the girl when she's outside, surrounded by a shower of cherry blossom petals, the wind blowing in her hair.
That's true. That's usually when you notice.
Bingo.
Your guy will like totally, definitely notice you with these.
He won't miss you, that's for sure. A flash of anger ripped through me.
Why don't you just say them for yourself? Jared will never notice you without them.
Ouch! Right for the throat.
Cat fight.
I turned on my heel and stalked out of the dorm room.
Teenage girls.
It was because of stuff like that I thought John was trying to... No, it was just stupid of me to imagine it could happen in the first place. I stepped out to the front of Poppy Hall, the crisp evening air wafting against my face and cooling my skin. A faint tinge of smoke threaded its way into my hair, reminding me of days spent cooking with my father.
How stupid.
I headed for the field, my stomach sinking with every step.
I shouldn't have snapped at Mai. None of this was her fault. And she was being so nice to me, and I said that awful thing to her.
Now you're not even going to have the friends that you had. She was never going to want to be my friend again. I stopped at a tree and leaned against it. The sun was rapidly setting, the night air growing colder and colder. We're going to catch cold. I stopped at a tree and leaned against it. The sun was rapidly setting, the night air growing colder and colder. Is this where we meet Vampire Jared?
Ooh! He won't sparkle, though, unfortunately.
So
the sun's setting.
How will we know he's a vampire if he's not sparkling?
There's a little bit of sun in the corner.
All right, so he'll sparkle a little. Although I was shivering, I didn't want to go back inside. There was no way I could face Mai after what happened. What a terrible person I was. I sat down and hugged my knees, pressing my head into my arms. I stayed that way for a long time, trying not to pay any attention to what was going through my head. The wind picked up, roaring past me and whipping my hair against my skin. It was so loud, I didn't hear the footsteps until they were right next to me. I looked up.
I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have snapped at you. I was just upset because I thought John wanted me to be Juliet, but it turns out he wanted me to be a tree. I shouldn't have cared so much about it. I'm really just an awful person.
Mai let out a peal of laughter.
That John, like, he doesn't mean anything totally by it. But that is something he would totally do. He's nice, but he can be a little clueless, like, sometimes.
She sat next to me and wrapped an arm around my shoulders. Together we huddled against the rough bark of the oak tree, somewhat sheltered from the wind.
You remember what Shane said about my hair?
Mai's arm tightened around me.
I've been on edge ever since. I don't know how to face them, even when they're being nice. I'm so afraid they hate me. I'm sorry. I'm such a coward. Well, like, it's okay. We're all cowards sometimes. Maybe we should just approach, like, our problems directly instead of coming at them from a side with flowers and friendship.
What, flowers don't solve everything?
I think she just wants Jared.
Oh, fair enough.
You want to, like, join the normal booze club, don't you? Yes. Well, I want to date Jared. Neither of these will, like, happen if we keep avoiding the stuff that makes us nervous. Yeah. If we want something, we should go get it. We shouldn't, like, look. Just because we're used to waiting for things to happen to us doesn't totally mean that we're always going to if we're just patient, though. Hana, if you want to join the Normal Booze Club, you have to keep moving forward, strongly, without fear, without looking back. Right?
Sharks don't look back, because they don't have necks. Necks are for sheep.
80s gag. Remember that song?
Oh, crap. I shouldn't have done that. Now we're going to get copyright striked.
Yeah. And the same goes for you, Mai. Yeah. It does.
See, not so easy when you're confronted with your own advice. I rested my head on my shoulder, thankful that she was taller than my paltry 5'2". She lay her head on top of my own.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to try harder. Nothing good came out of me avoiding my problems and being a coward.
Yeah.
I can't keep running away or else eventually I'm going to run out of places to go, and then I'll break. If I really want to make a new life at Asagao... You are so proud of me, aren't you, Matrik?
A little bit.
Asiago, I have to try.
So close. We were so close.
I'm going to be my best self and be myself. And I'm going to actually try. It's kind of applicable to the whole...
This is very...
Asiago. Who knows? Maybe Shane will warm up to me eventually.
I want to push back on that, but I think the first two videos we did of this, I said it twice. And I blame you.
I love how I rub off on you.
Mai pulled me closer into a hug.
Yeah.
That's like the spirit. Now, what do you say we get inside? It's freezing out here. Yes, let's. And thank you, Mai.
Mai smiled at me.
No, like, thank you. Let's go.
What did Hana do? She was just a jerk. And then needed to hug.
I think Hana and her realize that they both have goals and that they're going to freaking achieve those goals. We're going to become a super sweet video gamer, and she's going to somehow get with Jared.
That's what she thinks. Quickly, there's only 2 minutes left. Giant yellow letters ballooned on my phone screen, blocking several falling cubes and preventing me from making more combos and deploying more troops.
Damn it, get out of the way!
A small yellow plush with a great smiley face waved a sword, and the big bad, a giant, came rushing out of the castle.
Smiley man, so we meet again.
What are you doing?
Ah!
You lose.
No.
Oops. Sorry.
Do you know how long I was trying to beat that level?
Ian, the brutal moose of yore, stood over my shoulder, peering at my phone.
What do you want?
Yeesh, touchy, aren't we? What are you doing playing such a boring game anyway?
Nothing. I was waiting for Mai and I was bored.
To tell the truth, I was practicing. That game's similar to the one that's going to be in the tournament, right? You lost pretty quickly. Doesn't look like you're any good. He looked at my phone again and froze. I glanced back at the screen. My score was still slowly totaling, speeding over the 100,000 range.
What?
Holy crap, how did you do that?
Do what?
Your score. That's incredible. How long have you been playing this game? I'd never seen Ian so animated. If you asked me, I would almost say he cared about what was happening.
I guess 2 weeks, maybe?
Only 2 weeks? He put his hand to his chin and thought, if you're this good at this game, you might be able to learn to play the one for the tournament.
What are you suggesting?
He glared at me. We both know you'd love to join the Normal Boots Club, and they need someone to fill puzzle games during the tournament. You'd need to join the team. I gazed at him, trying to read his face. Could he be pulling my leg? It was possible that I was actually much worse than average, and he wanted me to join the team to drag down their score. A dirty move, but I wasn't sure Ian wouldn't do it if given the chance. Ian sighed. Look, at least give it some thought. That was impressive, and I wouldn't mind having some competition for once. He turned on his heel and ambled to his seat.
What was that about?
I told her what just happened.
Really? He thinks you have what it takes. That would totally be awesome, wouldn't it, Hana? Isn't this exactly what you, wanted? I guess. Not everyone's so enthusiastic about having me on their team, though.
I mean, she does have pink hair.
Right.
Shane's glaring face passed through my mind.
I'm sure if you proved yourself, it would be all right. What are you, going to do? I'd like to try.
I'd like to... There's no way it'd work. I'd like to try.
Even if I fail, I'm going to work hard and give it my best. And maybe I can even make Shane and the others accept me. Now is not the time for me to sit around and wonder what else I can do. Yeah! There's my girl. Oh, Hana, you're catapulting through the sky like a shooting star. Bless. And what are you going to do next? Talk to them, maybe?
An image of myself going head to head with Shane flickered through my mind.
Maybe not just yet.
Sensing my unease, I shrugged.
Well, don't worry about it too much. Ian's part of the hidden block after all. It wouldn't help him to have competition and, besides.
Shizuka stalked in, looking furious.
Turn to page 394.
Someone got stood up again. And that was the end of that.
I feel like they just need to pool their money together and get her, a hookup.
Right? Just find a guy and be like, we will pay you to go out with her until the end of the semester.
And keep her happy.
And keep her happy.
I don't know what that means, but yes.
Doesn't matter. That's what you're being paid for. Finally, class was over. I gathered my bags and joined Maya as she headed to the door. Hana? Shane stood before me, shifting from foot to foot. Can I speak to you? A lump formed in my throat. What did he want now?
Sure, Mai. Go on ahead. If you say so.
With a worried tone in her voice, Mai left us alone. Shane waved me out of the classroom and into a nook next to the window. Is he going to push us out the window?
I like that they still haven't figured out the poster situation.
It's true. It came to my attention that I perhaps said something that perhaps I should not have said.
Come again for Big Fudge?
And that perchance I may have possibly bothered you in some such fashion as cause of my words that I said. Yeah.
I just don't know.
Want to try that without the quadruple negative?
Yeah. I'm sorry?
Yeah, exactly.
What is going on?
What? I'm sorry for what I said about your hair. My heart skipped a beat.
How did you know I heard that?
She came to my room last night and tore my ear off.
Oh, my.
A chagrin
Sorry.
quickly turned to gratefulness. How many other girls would go to one of the most popular guys in school and chew him out because he was mean to her friend, especially when I wasn't even supposed to hear it? I hope you can forgive me. A weight lifted from my shoulders.
Oh no, I'm really happy. Thank you so much for apologizing to me. To be honest, I've been worried about this for a while now, so I'm glad you've changed your mind.
I didn't say that.
Wow.
I deflated. Look, it's not really about you. Or, in a way it is, but you can't really help that.
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
Never mind. Look, you have to come with me. I have a surprise. Following Shane around was not something I would particularly like to do, especially considering what just happened.
Is he taking us to a murder house?
We're being taken to the murder house.
You can't take the murder house. Yeah, okay.
Shane grabbed my wrist and led me down the hallway. I could probably have followed him just as well without his needing to do that, but there are worse things in this world. Before long, we wound up in front of the Normal Boots club room.
What is this?
Without saying a word, Shane opened the door and led me in. Inside, the entirety of the Normal Boots was waiting, along with the sullen-faced Ian.
Bye.
Well, looks like my work is done. Goodbye. He brushed past me as PBG began to laugh. Thanks, man. See you in the tournament. So, Hana, I bet you're wondering why Mr. Stoic brought you here.
A little bit. Yeah.
As you know, there's a tournament that happens each year in early spring. This year, the tournament is in about a month and a half. We each compete in various events. It used to be an easy win, but with Hidden Block around, things changed. We want to keep our competitive edge. Something happened last year that made it so we no longer have someone competing in the puzzle category. I stand by my decision. So you need someone to take John's place.
I don't understand.
We all have different categories we're entering into, and half of us have jobs or other clubs we're busy with. We can't exactly take more on. For example, I compete in the invention and game design category. I play retro games, get a higher score than the other fellow by the end of the level, that kind of thing. I play pinball machines the arcade provides, and it's the same thing, really. Shane does Mario Kart racing, or at least he will this year. I do completion speedruns, so I gather and accomplish everything in a game as fast as possible. It's just as draining as it sounds. We compete in a tag team 80s and 90s arcade beat-em-ups. Specific, I know. And I...
Oh god, he plays DDR.
Dance. We each have our own fields, and we can't take the time to learn a new one.
So
Ian told us how good you are at Dumbadoom's Revenge. He suggested you enter the tournament as a member of the Normal Boots Club.
Really?
He really? Why on earth would he do that?
He's won that event every year, and he's gone to school. He's gone to school in this district. He wants a little challenge this time around. Just because we're rivals doesn't mean we're not friends. Anyway, we voted on whether you should join the club, and, well, long story short, we've got a compromise. You enter the tournament, and if you win, you get to join the Normal Boots Club. If you lose, well, you don't have what it takes. What do you say? This was amazing. This was exactly what I wanted. This was my chance, but...
I don't know.
If I lost, didn't that mean I would lose their friendship too? Be a laughingstock and I'd be left alone again.
Hana. You should, accept it.
When did she get here?
I don't know. Where did mine come from? But where did you even come from? There we go. Don't you remember what you told me last night in the field? You told me you're going to try to do this. We just need to do it. So let's just do it. No more giving up. Or that.
Or that.
Yeah, I do. Okay, I'm going to try.
And that was how I got the opportunity to join the Normal Boots Club.
Yoo-hoo!
If I could win my event for the tournament, I would officially join the team. If I didn't, the club would be more likely to lose the tournament and I wouldn't get to stick around. It was scary, but if I succeeded, it would be worth it. I couldn't sleep at all that night, so when morning came, I put on my uniform and headed to class early. For once I was eager for the mundane classroom environment, I hoped it would still my racing thoughts and help me come to terms with my amazingly good fortune. Therefore, I was sitting at my desk, falling slowly asleep, when a hand slammed upon its surface.
Like that.
Listen up.
Oh, God.
I scooted my chair away from my desk. Shane glared at me. If you are really competing with us in the tournament, and I still can't believe that's happening, then you had better not let us down.
Yes, sir.
He pulled out the chair in front of my desk and sat down. Let's talk strategy.
What?
Do you think practice will pull you through the tournament? Despite knowing it was probably the wrong answer, I nodded. Wrong! Rather than practice, you need strategy. I could hardly believe my eyes. Shane, the normally quiet, wary, barely speaking Shane, was suddenly on fire and preparing to give me a full lecture on video game strategy. Did this mean my good fortune was over? Or... Pay attention! I snapped straight up and scooted my chair to my desk.
Yes, sir.
There it is. Strategy isn't something you can just study. It isn't something you only start thinking about when you're playing your game. Strategy is always.
Oh, boy.
Repeat after me. Strategy is always.
Strategy is always?
Like you mean it. He slammed his hand on the desk again. With feeling.
Strategy is always.
Good. Do you know what this means?
Strategy is always?
In your daily life, you can make choices willy-nilly, like an absolute idiot, or you can make smart, intelligent choices. You can make choices like a winner. Sometimes these go against what we want in the moment. Someone strategizing for a diet would have to pick not to eat a second serving, even if they wanted to, even if they're hungry. It's not always what you want, but it's what you got to do. Understand?
I think, kind of.
He nodded, seemingly satisfied. The more you strategize in your daily life, the better your mind will get when trying to strategize in game. Gaming isn't just fun. Gaming is life. He leaned forward, staring me down. Strategy is always. Shane grabbed the bottom of his chair and scooted frantically away, his mission apparently accomplished. He sat in his desk across the room, pulling out his sketch pad and drawing pencils. Then, face calm as ever before, he started to draw.
How was that? How's that the same Shane I've seen all these weeks?
If he heard me, he didn't respond. I turned back to my desk, once again wide awake, Shane's words repeating in my head.
Strategy is always. I know that was going to be it. Oh, hey, it's almost time for the flower festival. Glad we cut out all those cherry blossoms.
Yeah. With everything happening so quickly, it felt almost like it snuck up on me.
Have you, decided who you're taking yet?
Right. I had to go with someone to the festival, but who could I ask? The only guys I knew were members of the Normal Boots Club. Would they want to go with me? And which one should I go with? John was kind and caring, but I was a bit worried he cared too much about Jock in the play to notice anything else. PBG was so easygoing, but something about the way he looked at me still bothered me. Satch was mature and really smart, but he seemed hard to get close to. Or was I imagining that? Then there was Shane, who, let's be honest, he hated me. There was no way he'd say yes, but then again, he had started to warm up to me. Paul of Continue popped into my head too, but the last few times I hung around him, he caused major destruction. Gerard was so caring and friendly, but I wasn't sure he was interested in me in that way. Then there was Jared too, but I looked at I couldn't do that. Could I?
Well, I
think this is a decision for another day. Oh.
You poor audience. I'm so sorry. He's making me wait, too. Who are we going to pick? Is it going to be Jared? Is it going to be the soccer-going PBG? Is it the completionist? Is it the guy running for student president that keeps arguing with Jared? Is it Shane
for yelling at us?
Strategy is always.
Well, we'll just have to find out next time. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, do please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.